Welcome to Paths to Purpose show, where we share our unique stories about finding and fulfilling our purpose. My name is Katya from Karma Cleanse, and I will be your host. And today I'm here with Nadia Alkatabi, who is a holistic personal freedom coach, and Natasha Wardle, who is a manager at the Chalice Well in Glastonbury. And she's done that role 18 years. So you are up for a treat. And I'm so excited to have you here today, Natasha and Nadia, and hear more about this magical place of Chalice Well. It is amongst best known and most loved holy wells in Britain, located within the mystical landscape of Avalon. Can it get better than that? So, welcome Nadia and Natasha.
Hi.
Hello.
It's so great to have you here, and I can't wait to hear more about you. So, could you please tell us like who you are and what you actually do? Because I just gave the title, so maybe you can broaden up that a little bit.
Okay, so Katya, thank you so much for having us here. I feel very happy to be in this interview together with Natasha here from England. And yeah, well, I felt very drawn into when I met you, Katya, to share my story and what I do. When you were talking about spreading the light and the message about working on purpose and doing what you love, and I felt I wanted to share that as well. So yes,
Yeah, it was so lovely when we met. Actually, it was like meeting an old friend. Like we supposed to just meet for a coffee, quick coffee, and then we ended up talking 2 hours, and we could have talked the whole evening. But the place started closing, so we were like, "Oh, what happened here?"
I know, and it seemed we knew each other for a long time, and I love that when kindred spirits connect, and that was obviously what happened when I met you. So yeah, so my idea was also to do this interview with Natasha Wardle. She's the manager here in the Chalice Well. This is a very special place that I fell in love years ago when I first came here to Avalon. I was very drawn into explore Avalon, not really knowing what was it. I came in a short trip, in a short visit, and I fell totally in love with this place. I felt I was at home, and I'm looking forward to share a bit of this with
Yes.
people.
So also it's really lovely to connect with you and all the people who are watching and listening. I feel very excited to be able to share so much about what an amazing place this is, and how personally for me this place has really helped me on my journey to understanding why I'm here and what it is that I am. So I can share a little bit about what we do here and what I do and what happens here. And it has an amazing story to it as well. So we'll have a chance to share that with you a little bit later on. So thank you for the opportunity.
I just love having you here, and actually for the listeners there on the background, you can actually see the Chalice Well.
Yeah.
So you get the idea and about the beauty of that place captured. And there are many ways to find our purpose, find our path. So can you share a little bit, like Nadia, you've mentioned a little bit how you ended up there, but was there a special event that led you to seek something and end up going to Avalon? Could you share your path to find the Chalice Well?
Yeah, well, as you know, when we met, we need more than half an hour to talk about that. but I will try to be short and to the point. So yeah, to be honest, I've been always looking for like a sense of like, I would ask myself, what's the meaning of life? What's the meaning of life for a long time? And in my path, I've been looking for something outside. And when I came here, I found like the veil is so thin here that it was so easy to connect with another, well, let's say like the other world, but is the nature of the place as well led me to connect more deep with myself, to know more who I am and what I am, why I am here. And instead of asking what's the meaning of life, now I ask what's the purpose, what's the meaning I want to create in life. I mean, the beauty of the place inspired me to really take that time to stop and to really get inspiration and connect with nature and flowers and plants. And it's something that I remembered here, but I've been doing it for a long time. But coming back here, it was like a remembering that this is what I've always been, if this makes sense. Yeah.
It does. It's beautiful to hear, like, and the question, what is the purpose? Like, that is a question so many people are now looking. Like, we come to a realization that there needs to be something more meaningful, deeper purpose here. And that's what we are looking, like, what is that? What is that?
Yeah, I think I told you about that. I was looking always outside, and I was looking for that meaning outside of myself when I was working in, well, you know, that in corporate and in a company, and then I kind of I had this really strong urge to find meaning, and I couldn't. I was looking outside, so it wasn't. It didn't matter what I did I couldn't find it, because obviously it wasn't there. It was hidden somewhere, like so close to me that I couldn't even know, until I just stopped and had the time to really allow it to just be. And it's so simple that we can miss it sometimes. And as I said, like I found it in nature, but I found it in the simple things, and in sharing also with people in communities here. This is also a place where there are many people coming to looking for that, and then there is this community sense, very strong sense of the heart as well. This is called to be the heart chakra of the planet Earth.
Oh, wow.
So in a way it's Avalon, but after living here because I was so determined that I moved here for a while, and everything that I was wishing for, it became true. So it was like,
wow.
No, honestly, so it's like, okay, be careful with what you want, because it was like the message was all the time like, just trust, just keep trusting, just trust, and everything. And because I was in love with this place, I wanted to work, to live, to be doing everything here, not even knowing that that could happen. I thought it was impossible, and I ended learning so much and finding amazing family and community here, and learning about flower remedies. I was already a Bach remedies practitioner, and I had my yoga studio in the past in Spain. But coming here made me connect in another level with how we work with the flower remedies, because it's about the flowers, but it's about yourself. It's about that connection, that how we find that connection within ourselves. And nature is a reflection. I mean, it's same like learning to read the energies, learning to read our energies, our emotions, our to take care of our feelings and our thoughts. And that was something that I learned, and I'm still learning. We're always learning,
We keep learning.
Thanks to being here. And I was here and then decided to move back. Now I'm based in Spain, and my idea, my clear vision was like, this is a state, and Avalon is anywhere you are. So it is here. This place helps you to connect with that. But it's also anywhere you go because it's in yourself. So I said, okay, so if it's here and it's in me, I can take it anywhere I am. That's why I moved to Spain, because I needed the sun basically as well. And now I'm trying to connect. My purpose is to connect people with this here in Spain. I'm a bit of a bridge woman, bringing people. Yeah. We just brought a group from Spain last week. They just left now. Very like, wow, this is real. Like they had an amazing time, and
yeah, it was wonderful, wasn't
it?
I'm just hearing you talking, Nadia. I'm remembering the conversation we had right here, right back in the beginning, when I was asking you the question. We were talking about purpose. Do you remember?
Yes.
And I was saying to Nadia, what is it that you see yourself? If you look at yourself in the future and you look at yourself as the best version of who you are, what is it that you see? Describe it to me. Do you remember what you said?
Yeah, well, all I could see was like this golden, amazing light, and really lighting up everyone. Like I was lighting up, and I was lighting up everyone. It was at that moment, I remember, like Natasha, you know, she would just appear like when I had my moments here, because it was very deep going to, and I remember this time when she took me and we started talking, and we came up with this vision that I didn't even remember. And recently she was like, you remember, like she's I was like, oh yes, and I was crying because it's like that's it. I mean, that's my purpose.
It is, because sometimes we don't even see our beauty, what is possible, because we have layers of pain and hurt and whatever has happened to us that has disconnected us from the light, what I call the light within that we have.
Absolutely. Yes. So coming to a place like Chalice Well, it's the well, as you see behind us, is in the heart of these beautiful gardens. It's a garden at the foot of a very big hill called Glastonbury Tor that you can see from miles away. It's like a beacon. And at the bottom of the Tor is, in a little valley, is this garden, and in the heart of the garden is this holy well. And we know that people have been coming here for thousands of years. You know, we found evidence that people have been visiting this as a place of significance and meaning for them. And of course, we know historically that holy wells, that are sources of fresh spring water, were important for life itself. You need water to live. And because of that, people would honor and revere holy wells as sacred places. And often in sacred places, and we were talking about this at the weekend, you will find things like the ancient yew tree. You'll find an ancient tree. They used to plant ancient yew trees in sacred places, particularly in Britain. And gosh, over 50 years ago, when they were doing a little bit of archaeological research in the area around, they found evidence of it was a yew tree. It was the roots stump of a yew tree that had been turned upside down and planted deliberately in the ground. So as a deliberate act, because yew trees don't grow upside down. And when this yew tree was dated by the scientists, they found it was put there over 2,000 years ago.
Wow.
So we know that people have been treading the path to the well for at least 2,000 years. In this sense of pilgrimage and revering of the earth. You know, it's like the soles of our feet will touch the soul of the earth as we walk the journey to the source of the spring. And for me, the source is really a metaphor for the source of myself. When I'm traveling to the source, I'm wanting to get to the source of what it is I am, or what I know I am. So everything that is here supports and enables people to, as you walk through the gates, you leave your busyness of the everyday world. You just let it go, and you walk. It's like walking through a series of rooms, you know, and you get deeper and deeper in. And as you're walking towards the well, you're going deeper and deeper into yourself until you come to the well itself. And it's very simple. You just sit, you go still, you go quiet, and you just open yourself to whatever comes. And if you have questions about your life or yourself, you just ask the question and just wait and see what comes.
Yeah, and the amazing thing is that is very different for each one. It's totally personalized.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different for each person, and it's like the journey to the heart itself. I mean, when I was in Spain, after living here and I was back, my way to connect people to the heart, was through meditations when we were doing these talks. And then I would take people into the gardens in a meditation, just by visualizing. It was a way to go into their own gardens, and everyone at the end of the talk, everyone was connected with something that they remember, and they were like in tears and really like, oh wow, I didn't want to come back. They all say, I wanted to stay there. And it's the garden, the first garden, or the Garden of Eden, the garden we all have inside, the journey into the heart.
I think that is something within the collective memory, is the idea that what is it that we are originally? What is it we first are before we became, through our life's experiences, the people we are, and having the beliefs that we hold and the things that we value? What is it we were originally? And if, see, I say to people, if you imagine that Chalice Well is like a metaphor for the original Garden of Eden, you know, that amazing paradise place where we felt connected to everything that is alive and living. We didn't feel separate. We felt really connected, and we could communicate in a different way. We experienced the world in a different way. And I say to people, maybe humanity never left the garden. Maybe we never left. And our return is simply remembering where we have always been.
That's so beautiful.
But this is how it is here. So you come here, and it is like remembering where we've always been, what has been so much in front of us that we can't see it. You know, that it's like it's in plain sight, but somehow it's felt hidden. You come to a place like this, and you know, all the layers drop away, and you can really see, and you can really hear, and you can really feel. Like your senses become heightened, and you wake up to something you've forgotten, but it's been there all along.
So, Natasha, how did you, because you have been there 18 years now, what a lovely place to spend your
Honestly, I can't believe it's been so long. It feels like it's gone in a heartbeat. It really does. And yet I know I'm not the same person that came here all those years ago.
So what made you? What made you?
What made me come?
Yeah.
Well, I know I've always been a seeker. I've always been curious. You know, from a little girl, I remember asking the questions: what is it all about? Why am I here? And never really being satisfied with any answers that I got. You know, and one day I was having a meal with a group of friends, a group of women, and they had a special guest, and he was from South Africa, and he was a Zulu priest, and they call them a Sangoma, and a seer and a visionary. So he, from his tradition, was a very honored man, and he clearly had a way of seeing the world that was quite different. You know, had a particular gift, and he had just come from this, what he described as an extraordinary garden, and that he recognized it as somewhere really quite special. And this is a man from Africa coming to a garden in England with a well in it. And something in me just like switched on, like a light bulb went on. I thought, I have to go to this garden. I didn't know why, but I didn't question it. And it was a couple of years later that I found myself in Glastonbury. It was pouring with rain. I mean, it couldn't have been the worst weather for a pilgrimage ever. But I found myself standing at the pouring rain at the well. And I just felt like everything inside me was softening. And like the rain, I had these tears coming down my cheeks. It's like the rain was pouring and it was mixing with my tears, but it was happy tears. It was like such a relief that I was feeling. I didn't know what it was. I couldn't explain it, but it's like, they call this place Chalice Well. You know, the word a chalice is like a cup. Okay. And I felt like I was the cup and I was being filled up with something incredibly beautiful and it was overflowing. And I went back to my hotel and I wrote in my journal, I get the feeling I'm meant to work here. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I just know I belong here. And that was 18 years ago. You sort of know, you just know.
Yes. We have it inside. All the answers,
It's beautiful how we get the messages sometimes from a stranger. You just hear what you need to hear through their message, and then you're like, oh, I needed to hear that, and having the awareness, okay, I will. And sometimes things don't happen straight away.
No.
Like for you, it took some time until you found yourself in that place. And
yes, it's like there's like a little seed. Like a little seed is planted. And one of the things that I've learned in my time here is when I get a feeling like that is to absolutely trust it. Like I know when I know. I don't need to know the details. I don't need to know how, but there's a quality of the feeling that just is like a little excitement. It's like a tingling. It's like butterflies. For me, it might be different for other people, but I know when I get that feeling, I trust it. And I follow it. So I give myself permission to trust it and follow it and just be really open to what unfolds. So I have to trust, I have to be really comfortable with not knowing. I mean, that's a hard one, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You know, Katia as well.
You know, you just don't know, but you're going to trust it anyway. And that's when the magic happens. That's when things unfold in such an exquisite way. I mean, it's so wonderful, and it fills you with that sense of wonder and real appreciation for how extraordinary life can be.
It's like a muscle. The more you do it as well, the more confident you get that you can trust. It doesn't mean that things are always easy or the way you want, but it's like a constant practice. The same, you go to the gym to get muscle, you need to also train your trust in yourself, no? And also that gives that meaning inside, because like right now we have in general so many things. We have so, like, we do click in a mobile and we have access to many things, and we can and yet we feel sometimes very empty inside. I can find, like, I get many people coming, you know, to like my consultations, and people that come like with no, like, it's like they can have anything and still don't find satisfied or fulfilled. So it doesn't matter what we have outside if we don't cultivate that garden inside.
And that's something
that comes learning how to do that. You know, we might not be familiar with that, so it's learning how each one of us can cultivate that inner sense of trust and knowing. And what I've found here is this is like a wonderful place for reflection. You know, I asked the question, you know, what is my relationship with the sacred? What am I in relation to spirit? What is that? I'm not saying I have the answer, all right? It still remains an amazing mystery. And I'm very comfortable not knowing. But what I do know is, how can I describe it? If you can see the well behind me, you see on the lid there are two circles. Yeah. You have the edge of one circle flows through the center of the other. So each circle, the edge of each circle flows through the center of the other, and that's called a vesica piscis. It's a very ancient geometry, these two interlocking circles, and it's the symbol of Chalice Well. Now, if you imagine that one circle is the circle of the spirit, the divine, all that is awareness, and the other is the circle of you, and then you notice how the edge of your circle flows through the center, the heart of the circle of the divine. And then you notice how the edge of the circle of the divine flows through the center of the circle of you.
That's beautiful. And Natasha, you said for people who, like, I love the metaphor, like how you felt, and this can be, of course, everyone has their experience, but having the feeling like you were filled when you came to the well, and you felt that you got filled up like a cup.
Yeah.
So you said earlier that you might lead us, have our little taste of experience, what can happen there. So would you mind guiding us
through
this little guided meditation?
So let's see if together we can have that experience of what it's like to be filled, what it's like to be open to be filled with something that is greater than what we know we are right now. So I just invite you all to just settle wherever you're sitting. Really allow yourself and your body to soften inside. Feel how the chair that you're sitting on or the seat you're sitting on is supporting you. And place your feet firmly upon the ground and feel the ground beneath your feet. And allow your breath to very gently inhale. And with an exhale, just imagine that you're letting go of all the thoughts that do not serve you right now. That's right. Breathing in, and with every time you breathe out, you soften and let go even more. So imagine that you find yourself at the gate of a garden. You slowly open the gate and step through onto the path on the other side. And you notice the beauty of the flowers and nature all around you. The light is somehow different here, more vivid, more vibrant, brighter. The golden sun is shining and you can feel the warmth upon your face. And you can hear the sounds of the birds. And as you listen further, gently running water. So you begin to walk along the path, enjoying that feeling of relaxation and the peace that you find in this place. And you feel yourself drawn along the path, like a calling, like an invitation, that something is inviting you into its heart. You walk further into the gardens, past the beautiful trees with the light dappling through the branches, hearing the sound of the gentle breeze blowing through the leaves, and feeling that breeze gently, tenderly stroking your face as you walk towards the heart of the garden. You come to another gate, and as you glance to the top of the gate, you see a sign on a shield that says, Chalice Well. You put your hand upon the latch and you open the iron gate and you step inside. And you feel, as you step through, that you're stepping into a very different, a very special place. And as you glance to your right, you notice down some steps is an open well with a wooden lid on which you see two circles interlocking. And you walk to the steps and you pause. And you feel the presence of something other. You feel the presence of something warm and loving. And it invites you to walk down the steps. 7 steps. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you are standing beside the well itself. You ask the question as you stand there gazing into the waters in the well. What is it that I am? Who am I to become? What is my purpose for being here? The surface of the pool in the well, the waters in the well ripples slightly, and you see an image appear on the surface of the water. And it is an image of you. It is an image of you at your most radiant, your most beautiful, your most happy, your most contented. And you look into the image still further. Where is it that you see yourself in that image? Have a look. And who is it that is around you right now? Who are the people that you are with in this image of you? Or are there people? What is it that you see yourself doing? What are you doing as you in this best version of you? What are the abilities that you have? What is it you can do? How are you doing what you are doing? What is it you've learnt in your life? What are the skills you have? What are the resources that you are using to do what you do? What is it that's really important to you about this? What do you value? What matters to you? And what is it that you believe about life, yourself, and the world? What are the gifts that you are bringing into the world? What is the contribution that you are making? What is the difference you are making to the world and lives of the people that you meet? And as you look at this picture, you make it as bright, as colorful, as vibrant as you can. And then a voice, and maybe it's an inner voice, or maybe it's the presence of something with you at the well, invites you to step into the picture. So you are no longer looking at yourself, but you're looking out from the eyes of yourself as the best you. Just notice how that feels. And you feel a sense of this warmth, this light, this joy, this wonder filling you from the bottom of your feet all the way up through your body, as if you are a chalice and you're being filled to the brim of your chalice with all of this joy, all of this love, all of this knowing. And you feel that until the brim is full and it begins to overflow. And just allow yourself for a short moment to feel yourself overflowing with all of that now. That's right. It feels so good, doesn't it? And you know, don't you, that this is what you are. You are all of this and much, much more. When you ask the question and you go and soften and be still inside, you can really feel and know your purpose and why you are here, as you are feeling it right now, aren't you? So in a moment, but not yet, allow yourselves just to step from the picture till you find yourself once again looking at the picture in the well. Knowing that that is who you are becoming. And while you are looking at this picture of you, ask yourselves the question, what is it that I need more of in my life right now to become that, to make that be the life that I'm living, to help me create this life? What is it that I need more of right now? And ask yourself, what is it that I can do right now to get more of that? And just know that you can return here whenever you wish to. That the well is always here. That you are always able to come to the source of yourself at any moment that you choose. You just see yourself here. And just as you're standing there, you give thanks, gratitude for what you now know, or that you have remembered. And you turn and you walk back up the steps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. And with the beauty of the sunshine, The singing of the birds and the sounds of nature ringing in your ears. The colours of the flowers dancing in the breeze. You walk back down the path, enjoying the moment, enjoying that sense of having been filled up to the brim. Back you walk to the gate, and you open the gate and step through, and just pause and notice what's different. You're stepping into a different world. It's a world that you are creating, a world that you are becoming who you were born to be, and doing what it is that you are here to do. That's right. So just bring your awareness back now into the room, onto the chair. Wiggle your toes, that helps sometimes. And just bring yourself back.
Oh, thank you, Natasha. That was so beautiful journey that you just created, and hopefully everyone who is listening having had their experience of that. And if they want to have more of this,
Yep.
so do you have a special invitation for the listeners?
You do? Mm-hmm. Nadia, you go first.
Well, we have, depending where you are, you come over to Marbella in April. We're going to do a one-day workshop in Marbella, and then on Saturday to have an introduction and connect more with this. And then on the Sunday, we're going to go out into the mountains in Ronda, if you want to come over, Katia, the 7th of April. And then in September, we're going to come here. You can also join us in a tour, a journey into the heart of Avalon on the 27th, 28th, 27th, 28th, and 29th of September this year.
Yeah.
So,
but also the that little meditation I shared with you really has in its heart the way in which we work with essences. Because we, in these beautiful gardens, we work with the spirits and the energies of nature to create flower and vibrational essences. And these essences have qualities like love, joy, peace, fulfillment, you know. So the question we always ask with essences is, what is it that you would like more of in your life right now? Mm-hmm. And of course, as you take the essence, it wakes up that essence that is already within you until you realize that you are that. And the more you realize that, the more you experience that in your life. So we have here a course of workshops that people can come and experience to learn how to work with the energies of Chalice Well and then the energies of nature wherever they are, to create essences, to use essences to help them and other people find out their purpose and who they want to become.
Yeah.
And it's we have one actually happening this weekend.
This weekend, yeah.
we have to work now. Can certainly share. You can share more details where people can go onto a website and find out more about this. And aside from all of that, the invitation is always open for anyone who wishes to come to the well in the heart of Avalon. The gate is open 365 days a year in the heart.
Oh, beautiful.
So if you come to Avalon, you are so welcome to visit and to walk that path to the well.
Oh.
It is also possible to come and stay here. We have retreat house. So those details can be found on the Chalice Well website. So if you feel like making a little personal pilgrimage or coming with a friend from wherever you are, you're always welcome to come and stay at the well and experience this for yourself. And I'd be delighted to meet anyone who wants to come along and have a chat and make a connection.
So we'll leave you the website of the Chalice Well.
And I will also and all the details with Nadia as well.
Yeah, the details.
So Nadia can also give one-to-one coaching sessions with the essences to really help people support them on their journey into purpose and their soul journey. and to discover that.
I can do them.
She can do it by Skype, and
I can do them in Skype or in person there in Marbella. And I use the essences, but it's also the coaching and the helping the person to connect with this more like in depth, and to connect with their purpose and create the life they want.
Beautiful. And I will put all the links to the comments so it's easy for people to click them. And I thank you so much, Nadia and Natasha, for sharing with us the Chalice Well, and for the invite to coming to visit and coming to experience it even more. And the meditation was so beautiful. I will definitely listen to it again and again, because it was so like connecting who we really are, like discovering the beauty of our being and our own life. So
we just light each other up, don't we?
Lighting each other up.
It's all about.
It doesn't matter where we are.
Yes, and thank you so much for the opportunity to share. And it's always, for me, it's always so wonderful to meet other light workers as well, and really feel a connection with the work that you're doing and the people you're connecting with, and together, the light will spread. And people will wake up to their purpose more and more, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
I'm very glad I have you close in Marbella. Yes. Although we both travel a lot, but I am looking forward to seeing you again and sending everyone a lot of this golden light that
real blessings.
Chalice Well.
Blessings from the well to all of you.
To everyone that
is listening. Thank you. And thank you for watching Paths of Purpose, where we share inspiring stories, how we have found and fulfilled our purpose. So stay tuned for the next episode, and please do comment on below how you experience this meditation. I'm sending you lots of blessings of light and love. Bye for now. Bye.